Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artificial Fluency. I want you to think about January 1st for a moment. Maybe you decided to study English every day, or exercise regularly, or eat healthier. You felt excited and motivated. But what happened after a few weeks? If you're like most people, that exciting new habit slowly disappeared. Here's a question that might surprise you. Why do some changes stick while others fade away? Why can one person build a habit that lasts for years while another person gives up after just a few days? Today, we're going to solve this mystery together. You'll learn the science behind why change is so difficult, and more importantly, you'll discover practical strategies to make your English learning habits stick for life. Whether you want to build better study routines, practice speaking more consistently, or finally achieve the fluency you've been dreaming about, this lesson will give you the tools you need. So get comfortable because we're about to transform not just your English learning, but your entire approach to building lasting change. Teaching note. Fade away means to disappear, gradually, like how colors fade in the sun. Stick, when talking about habits, means to continue and last for a long time. Transform means to change completely and dramatically. Teaching. Today's practical lesson explores 4 key areas that will revolutionize how you approach habit formation. First, we'll understand the habit loop, how your brain creates automatic behaviors, and why some habits feel impossible to break. Second, we'll explore the dopamine drop, why initial motivation disappears, and how to build systems that work without willpower. Third, we'll learn about limited willpower, why you feel tired after making decisions, and how to protect your mental energy. And fourth, we'll master identity-based habits, the most powerful way to make changes that become part of who you are. Each section includes specific strategies for English learning and real-life examples you can apply immediately. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's start by understanding how habits actually work in your brain and why they become so automatic. How habits become automatic. Habits become automatic and like a track that's hard to leave. Your brain seeks familiarity and safety in routines, even when those routines aren't helpful for your goals. Think about Friday evening. Maybe you always order pizza and watch TV in your native language. This becomes so automatic that you don't even think about it. Your brain says, "This is familiar, this feels safe, Friday means pizza." That's the habit loop in action, and that's why breaking a habit feels like swimming against the current. Teaching note. Automatic means happening without conscious thought or effort. Like a track that's hard to leave, compares habits to train tracks. Once you're on them, you keep following the same path. Swimming against the current means fighting against a strong force, which requires extra effort. The 3 parts of every habit. Every habit has 3 components that create what scientists call the habit loop. 1. The cue, the trigger. This is what starts the habit. It could be a time, place, emotion, or situation. Time. It's 7 p.m. Triggers evening routine. Place. I'm sitting on the couch. Triggers TV watching. Emotion. I feel stressed. Triggers comfort food. Situation. I finished work, triggers relaxation activities. 2. The routine, the action. This is the behavior itself, what you actually do. Order pizza and watch TV, check social media for an hour, study English for 30 minutes, go for a walk. 3. The reward, the benefit. This is why your brain remembers and repeats the habit. Feeling relaxed and comfortable, social connection and entertainment, sense of accomplishment, physical well-being. Teaching note: components means parts or elements that make up something larger. A trigger is something that causes something else to happen, like pulling a trigger on a gun causes it to fire. Habit loop vocabulary: automatic and like a track that's hard to leave. Swimming against the current, fighting against strong forces. Cue, routine, reward, the 3 parts of habits. Triggers, things that start behaviors. Components, parts that make up something. Why fighting habits doesn't work. Many people try to break bad habits by using willpower to fight against them. But this approach usually fails because you're working against your brain's natural systems. Here's the key insight: you don't have to fight the habit loop, you can use it. Instead of trying to eliminate the entire habit, keep the same cue and reward, but change the routine in the middle. Examples of habit reshaping: Old English learning habit. Cue: come home tired from work. Routine: watch TV in your native language. Reward: relaxation and entertainment. New English learning habit. Cue: come home tired from work. Routine: watch a short English program or listen to an English podcast. Reward: relaxation and entertainment, plus English practice. Old social media habit. Cue: feel bored during break. Routine: scroll social media for 20 minutes. Reward: mental stimulation and connection. New English practice habit. Cue: feel bored during break. Same. Routine: read English news or practice vocabulary. Reward: mental stimulation and learning progress. Teaching note: reshaping means changing the form of something while keeping its basic structure. Eliminate means to remove completely. Mental stimulation means activities that engage and exercise your brain. Practical steps for reshaping your English habits. Step 1. Identify your current habits. When do you usually relax or have free time? What triggers your current entertainment or learning behaviors? What rewards are you seeking? Relaxation, social connection, mental stimulation, accomplishment. Step 2. Keep the same cues and rewards. Don't try to change everything at once. Use the same times, places, and emotional states. Ensure your new routine provides the same type of satisfaction. Step 3. Make the new routine easy. Start with very small English activities. Choose content that's entertaining, not just educational. Remove barriers that make the new habit difficult. Real-life English habit examples. Morning coffee habit. Cue: making morning coffee. Old routine: check news in native language. New routine: listen to 5-minute English podcast. Reward: information and mental awakening. Same. Commute habit. Cue: starting journey to work. Old routine: listen to music in native language. New routine: listen to English audiobook or podcast. Reward: entertainment and learning during travel. Enhanced: evening wind-down habit. Cue, finishing dinner. Old routine, watch TV series in native language. New routine, watch English series with subtitles. Reward, relaxation, and entertainment, same, plus language exposure. Bedtime habit. Cue, getting into bed. Old routine, read book in native language. New routine, read easy English articles or stories. Reward, mental relaxation and sleepiness. Same. Teaching note. Wind down means to gradually relax and become less active, like a clock winding down. Enhanced means improved or made better. Mental awakening means becoming mentally alert and ready for the day. Why this approach works. Your brain already has established pathways for the cue and reward. By keeping these the same and only changing the middle routine, you're working with your brain's natural systems instead of against them. This approach feels easier because you're not trying to create entirely new habits from scratch. You're simply redirecting habits toward your English learning goals. Common mistakes in habit reshaping. Changing too much at once. Don't try to change the time, place, and activity simultaneously. Change only the routine while keeping cues and rewards the same. Making it too difficult. If your new routine is much harder than your old one, your brain will resist. Start with small, easy changes. Ignoring the reward. Make sure your new routine provides the same type of satisfaction as your old routine. If you lose the reward, the habit won't stick. Being too ambitious. Don't try to go from watching TV to studying English grammar for 2 hours. Start with watching English TV shows. Key learning points for habit loop. Automatic means happening without conscious thought. Like a track that's hard to leave, describes how habits keep us on the same path. Swimming against the current means fighting against strong opposing forces. Components are the parts that make up something larger. Reshape habits by keeping cues and rewards while changing routines. Now, let's explore why that initial excitement for new habits always seems to fade away, and what you can do about it. Understanding dopamine and motivation. When you start a new habit, initial excitement is often triggered by dopamine. Dopamine is a brain chemical that makes you feel motivated and excited about new possibilities. But here's the problem. Dopamine is temporary. At the start, a new habit feels like a burst of fireworks, but soon the fireworks fade and we're left with the quiet routine. That's when many people stop and they think, I lost my motivation, when really it's just the natural dopamine drop. Teaching note. Triggered by means caused by or started by something. Burst of fireworks is a metaphor comparing the exciting feeling to the bright, colorful explosions of fireworks. Quiet routine means the normal, less exciting daily practice. Why the dopamine drop happens. Your brain releases dopamine when you anticipate something new and potentially rewarding. This is why. Starting a new diet feels exciting. Buying new workout clothes feels motivating. Planning to study English every day feels energizing. Setting ambitious goals feels inspiring. But once the activity becomes familiar, dopamine levels return to normal. This isn't a problem. It's how your brain is supposed to work. The issue is that many people interpret this normal decrease as losing motivation and give up. The motivation trap. Many people build their habits around motivation, thinking, when I feel motivated, I'll study English. This creates an unreliable system because motivation comes and goes. Instead, you need to build a system that works even when you don't feel motivated. The key is to make new habits so small that your brain can't say no. Teaching note. Interpret means to understand or explain the meaning of something. Comes and goes means appears and disappears repeatedly, not staying constant. Build a system means to create a structured approach that doesn't depend on feelings. Dopamine and motivation vocabulary. Triggered by dopamine, caused by brain chemicals. Burst of fireworks, exciting feeling that doesn't last. Quiet routine, normal, less exciting daily practice. Natural dopamine drop, normal decrease in excitement. Build a system. Create structured approaches, so small that your brain can't say no. Building systems instead of relying on motivation. The small habits strategy. Instead of promising yourself 2 hours of English study every night, start with something tiny, like just 5 new words or a quick podcast. This makes it easy and doable, preventing the dopamine crash from derailing your progress. Examples of tiny English habits. Instead of, I'll study English for 2 hours every day, try, I'll learn 3 new words every morning with my coffee. Instead of, I'll watch English movies for 90 minutes daily, try, I'll watch one 5-minute English video during lunch. Instead of, I'll practice speaking English for an hour, try, I'll say 1 English sentence out loud when I brush my teeth. Instead of, I'll read English books every evening, try, I'll read 1 paragraph of English before bed. Teaching note. Doable means possible to accomplish or achieve. Derailing means causing something to go off track, like a train going off its rails. Crash here means a sudden drop or failure. The 2-minute rule. One powerful system is the 2-minute rule. Any new habit should take less than 2 minutes to complete when you're starting. This isn't about limiting yourself to 2 minutes forever. It's about building the routine first, then expanding it naturally. 2-minute English habits. I'll open my English learning app. Not, I'll complete a full lesson. I'll find 1 English podcast episode. Not, I'll listen to the whole thing. I'll write 1 sentence in English. Not, I'll journal for 30 minutes. I'll say hello in English, not I'll have a full conversation. Why small habits work. They build momentum. Success with small habits creates confidence and desire to continue. They become automatic faster. Simple actions require less mental effort and become routine more quickly. They survive bad days. Even when you're tired, busy, or unmotivated, you can still do something tiny. They compound over time. Small, consistent actions create bigger results than occasional large efforts. Teaching note. Build momentum means to create forward movement that continues and grows stronger. Compound over time means small effects add up to create large results gradually. Creating English learning systems. System 1. The minimum viable routine. Create the smallest possible version of your desired habit. Minimum. Open English learning app. Preferred. Complete 1 lesson. Ideal: complete lessons and review vocabulary. System 2: environment design. Make English practice easier than alternatives. Keep English books visible and accessible. Set English podcasts to auto-download. Change phone settings to English. Put English learning apps on your home screen. System 3: habit stacking. Attach English practice to existing strong habits. After I pour my morning coffee, I'll review 5 English words. After I sit down for lunch, I'll watch 1 English video. After I finish dinner, I'll read 1 English paragraph. After I get into bed, I'll listen to English for 3 minutes. Teaching note: minimum viable means the smallest version that still works or has value. Auto-download means to download automatically without you having to do it manually. Habit stacking means connecting a new habit to an existing strong habit. Dealing with the dopamine drop. Expect it. Know that initial excitement will fade. This is normal, not a sign of failure. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge every day you complete your tiny habit, even if it feels insignificant. Track consistency, not results. Focus on showing up daily rather than perfect performance. Have comeback plans. Decide in advance what you'll do when you miss a day or feel unmotivated. Advanced system strategies. The English environment audit. Look at your daily environment and ask, what makes English practice easy or difficult? Where can you reduce friction for good habits? What English content can you make more accessible? How can you make your native language content less convenient? The weekly English rhythm. Instead of daily pressure, create weekly patterns. Monday, vocabulary focus. Tuesday, listening practice. Wednesday, reading articles. Thursday, speaking practice. Friday, review and consolidation. Weekend, fun English content. Movies, music, games. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Key learning points for dopamine drop. Triggered by means caused by or started by something. Burst of fireworks describes intense excitement that doesn't last. Build a system means create structured approaches independent of motivation. Doable means possible to accomplish or achieve. Small, consistent actions compound over time to create large results. Understanding willpower is crucial for building lasting English learning habits. Let's explore why willpower fails and how to work around its limitations. Willpower is like a battery. Willpower is like a battery that depletes throughout the day. Every decision you make, from what to wear, what to eat, which route to take to work, uses some of your willpower energy. When your willpower battery is weak, self-control becomes almost impossible. It's not that you're lazy or weak. Your mental energy is simply running low. And when the battery is empty, self-control feels almost impossible. Teaching note: depletes means to use up or drain gradually, like a phone battery getting lower throughout the day. Self-control is the ability to control your actions and resist temptations. This battery metaphor helps explain why you feel less disciplined at the end of a long day. Why willpower fails for English learning. Think about a typical day. You wake up and decide what to wear, what to have for breakfast, which tasks to prioritize at work, how to respond to emails, what to buy for lunch, how to handle problems that arise, and hundreds of other small decisions. By evening, when you plan to study English, your willpower battery is nearly empty. That's when your brain starts making excuses. I'm too tired today, I'll start tomorrow, or just this once, I'll skip it. The decision fatigue effect. Scientists call this phenomenon decision fatigue. The more decisions you make, the worse your decision-making becomes, and the harder it is to stick to good habits. Examples of daily willpower drain. Morning, choose clothes, breakfast, route to work. Work, prioritize tasks, respond to messages, solve problems. Afternoon, decide on lunch, handle interruptions, make phone calls. Evening, plan dinner, deal with household tasks, choose entertainment. By the time you want to practice English, you've already made dozens of decisions, and your brain is tired. Teaching note: decision fatigue is a real psychological phenomenon where making many decisions reduces your ability to make good decisions later. Drain, as a verb, means to use up gradually, like water draining from a bathtub. Willpower and energy vocabulary. Willpower is like a battery. Mental energy gets used up, depletes throughout the day, gradually decreases. Self-control becomes almost impossible, very hard to resist temptations. Decision fatigue, getting tired from making many choices. Mental energy is running low, becoming mentally tired. Strategy 1. Make fewer decisions. The solution isn't to build more willpower, it's to design your environment so you need less willpower. Make fewer decisions and make the right choice easy. Pre-decision strategies for English learning. Sunday planning. Decide your entire week of English activities on Sunday. Monday. Listen to episode 5 of Specific Podcast. Tuesday. Review vocabulary from yesterday, plus learn 5 new words. Wednesday. Read article from specific website. Thursday. Practice speaking with specific topic. Friday. Watch episode 3 of Specific English series. Environmental pre-decisions. Set up your space so good choices are automatic. Put English books on your nightstand, not in a drawer. Cue English podcasts to play automatically during commutes. Set English videos to autoplay during mealtimes. Keep vocabulary flashcards next to your coffee maker. Technology pre-decisions. Use apps and settings to reduce daily choices. Set English news apps to send daily notifications. Use English language settings on your devices. Create English learning playlists for different activities. Set up automatic downloads of English content. Teaching note: pre-decision means deciding something in advance, before you're in the situation. Cue, pronounced like cue, means to line up in order. Autoplay means to play automatically without you having to start it. Strategy 2. Environmental design. Your environment should make good habits easy and bad habits difficult. If your books, notebook, or headphones are already on your desk, you'll study without even thinking about it. But if everything is packed away, your brain will find an excuse to skip it. Designing your English learning environment. Visual cues. Make English materials visible. English books on tables, not in closed drawers. Vocabulary lists on walls or mirrors. English learning apps on phone home screen. English dictionaries easily accessible. Physical setup. Organize space for immediate practice. comfortable chair designated for English reading, headphones always connected and ready, notebook and pen always in the same place, good lighting for reading English materials, digital environment, optimize technology, change device languages to English, subscribe to English YouTube channels, follow English social media accounts, set English podcasts to download automatically, convenience factors, remove barriers to practice, preloaded English content ready to use, bookmarks for favorite English learning websites, pre-written practice schedules you can follow, simple systems that require minimal setup. Teaching note: visual cues are things you can see that remind you to do something. Designated means specifically chosen or assigned for a particular purpose. Optimize means to make as effective or efficient as possible. Strategy 3. Habit pairing and stacking. Instead of creating entirely new willpower demands, attach English practice to existing strong habits. Successful habit pairing examples. Morning routines. After I turn on the coffee maker, I'll review 5 English words. After I sit down for breakfast, I'll listen to English news for 10 minutes. After I brush my teeth, I'll practice English pronunciation in the mirror. Work transitions. After I close my laptop for lunch, I'll watch 1 English video. After I finish my main work task, I'll read 1 English paragraph. After I check my work email, I'll review yesterday's English vocabulary. Evening routines. After I finish dinner, I'll watch English content for 15 minutes. After I change into comfortable clothes, I'll do English listening practice. After I set my alarm for tomorrow, I'll read English for 5 minutes. Teaching note: habit pairing means connecting a new habit to an existing strong habit. Transitions are the times when you move from one activity to another, which are often good opportunities for new habits. Strategy 4. The willpower recovery plan. Even with good systems, you'll sometimes feel too tired for English practice. Having a backup plan prevents complete habit breakdown. 3 levels of English practice. Level 1. Full energy days, 30 to 60 minutes. Complete lesson modules, active speaking practice, detailed vocabulary study, writing exercises. Level 2. Medium energy days, 10 to 15 minutes. Listen to English podcast, review previous vocabulary, read 1 short article, watch English video with subtitles. Level 3. Low energy days, 2 to 5 minutes. Open English learning app, read 1 paragraph, listen to 1 English song. The key is to always do something, even if it's tiny. This maintains the habit chain and prevents the all or nothing mentality that destroys consistency. Teaching note: complete habit breakdown means when a habit stops entirely. Maintain the habit chain means to keep the routine going without breaking it. All or nothing mentality means thinking you must do something perfectly or not at all. Key learning points for willpower. Depletes means to use up or drain gradually. Decision fatigue is getting tired from making many choices. Pre-decision means deciding something in advance. Optimize means to make as effective as possible. Habit pairing connects new habits to existing strong habits. The most powerful strategy for lasting change is connecting your habits to your identity, who you believe you are. Why action-based habits are fragile. Most people focus only on actions when building habits. I want to study English more, or I want to practice speaking every day. While these goals sound good, habits built only on actions are fragile and feel like a chore or homework. When habits feel like obligations rather than natural parts of your life, they require constant willpower to maintain. As soon as life gets stressful or busy, these action-based habits are the first things to disappear. Teaching note: fragile means easily broken or damaged, like glass. A chore is a routine task that you have to do but don't particularly enjoy, like washing dishes or cleaning. Obligations are things you feel you must do. The power of identity-based habits. Habits built on identity are stronger because they're not just something you do, they're part of who you become. When a habit is tied to your identity, it becomes natural, like second nature. Instead of "I want to practice English," you think "I am an English learner" or "I am an English speaker." This makes practice feel like part of who you are. The identity shift process. Level 1, outcome-based. I want to speak fluent English. Level 2, action-based. I want to practice English daily. Level 3, identity-based. I am someone who speaks English. Level 3 is the most powerful because it changes how you see yourself, not just what you do. Teaching note: tied to your identity means connected to how you see yourself. Second nature means something that becomes so natural and automatic that you don't have to think about it. Identity shift means changing how you see yourself. Identity and habit vocabulary. Fragile and feel like a chore, easily broken and unenjoyable. Tied to your identity, connected to how you see yourself. Becomes natural, like second nature, automatic and effortless. Part of who you become, changes your self-perception. Identity shift, changing how you see yourself. How to build English learning identity. Step 1, choose your English identity. Decide who you want to become. I am an English speaker. I am someone who learns languages easily. I am a person who communicates confidently in English. I am someone who enjoys English media and culture. Step 2, act like that person. Ask yourself, what would an English speaker do in this situation? An English speaker would watch movies in English. An English speaker would think through problems in English. An English speaker would seek out English content for entertainment. An English speaker would feel comfortable making mistakes while learning. Step 3, collect evidence. Notice and celebrate moments when you act according to your new identity. I chose the English podcast over music. That's what English speakers do. I understood that English joke. I'm becoming fluent. I helped someone with English. I really am an English speaker. Identity-based thinking examples. Old thinking: I should study English because it's good for my career. New thinking: I consume English content because I'm an English speaker. Old thinking: I need to force myself to practice speaking. New thinking: I naturally seek opportunities to use my English. Old thinking: I'm bad at English and need to get better. New thinking: I'm an English learner who's constantly improving. Advanced identity development. The English speaker's day. Start imagining how an English speaker would structure their day. Morning. Think through the day's plans in English. Commute. Listen to English podcasts or music. Work breaks. Read English news or articles. Lunch. Watch English videos. Evening. Relax with English entertainment. Bedtime. Reflect on the day in English. The English speaker's responses. When someone asks about your English, I'm an English speaker, not I'm learning English. When you make mistakes, I'm expanding my English skills, not my English is bad. When you don't know a word, I'm curious about new vocabulary, not I don't understand. Reinforcing your English identity. Environmental reinforcement. Surround yourself with English books, not just textbooks. Join English-speaking communities online. Follow English speakers on social media. Create an English-rich environment at home. Social reinforcement. Tell people about your English identity. Find other English speakers to connect with. Share English content with friends. Celebrate your English successes publicly. Internal reinforcement. Keep a record of your English achievements. Notice how your English identity grows stronger. Appreciate your progress regularly. Visualize your future as a confident English speaker. Teaching note. Reinforcement means strengthening something by adding support. Visualize means to imagine or picture something in your mind. The identity action loop. Here's how identity-based habits create positive cycles. You act according to your identity. I'm an English speaker, so I'll watch this English movie. This action reinforces your identity. That proves I really am an English speaker. Your stronger identity motivates more actions. As an English speaker, I should join that English conversation group. More actions further strengthen your identity. This creates an upward spiral where your identity and actions reinforce each other. Common identity-building mistakes. Choosing unrealistic identities. Don't jump from I can't speak English to I'm perfectly fluent. Choose identities that feel achievable but inspiring. Focusing only on perfect actions. You don't need to act perfectly to have an English speaker identity. Even native speakers make mistakes. Waiting to deserve the identity. You don't earn an identity through perfect performance. You develop it by consistently acting like the person you want to become. Key learning points for identity-based habits. Fragile means easily broken, like habits based only on willpower. Tied to your identity means connected to how you see yourself. Second nature means automatic and effortless behavior. Identity shift means changing your self-perception. Identity and actions reinforce each other in positive cycles. What an incredible journey we've taken through the science of lasting change. You now understand why so many attempts at building new habits fail. And more importantly, you have 4 powerful strategies to make your English learning habits stick for life. Your 4-week English habit transformation. Week 1. Reshape your habit loop. Identify one existing habit, like morning coffee or evening TV. Keep the same cue and reward, but change the routine to include English. Start small, just 5-10 minutes of English within your existing routine. Week 2. Build systems, not motivation. Create your minimum viable English practice, 2 minutes or less. Design your environment to make English practice easier than alternatives. Use the 2-minute rule. Focus on starting, not finishing. Week 3. Protect your willpower. Make 3 pre-decisions about your English practice for the entire week. Set up your physical and digital environment for automatic English exposure. Create backup plans for low-energy days. Week 4. Embrace your English speaker identity. Choose your English speaker identity statement. Act like that person for 1 week. Collect evidence of your new identity by celebrating small wins. The 4 principles that change everything. Work with your brain, not against it. Use the habit loop instead of fighting it. Keep familiar cues and rewards while changing routines. 2. Systems beat motivation every time. Build automatic processes that work when you don't feel motivated. Make habits so small your brain can't say no. 3. Willpower is limited, so use it wisely. Design your environment and pre-make decisions to reduce daily willpower drain. 4. Identity drives action. When you see yourself as an English speaker, practicing English feels natural, not forced. Your success indicators. Week 1. English practice feels easier because it's attached to existing routines. Week 2. You practice English even on days when you don't feel motivated. Week 3. English exposure happens automatically without daily decisions. Week 4. You naturally choose English content because that's who you are. The long-term vision. 6 months from now, if you apply these principles, your relationship with English will be completely different. Instead of forcing yourself to study, you'll naturally consume English content for entertainment. Instead of avoiding English conversations, you'll seek them out. Instead of feeling like an English learner, you'll feel like an English speaker who's always improving. Your challenge this week. Pick one strategy from today's lesson and commit to it for 7 days. Don't try to implement everything at once. That's a recipe for overwhelm and failure. Choose the approach that feels most natural for your current situation. Habit loop. Reshape one existing routine to include English. Systems. Create one tiny English habit using the 2-minute rule. Willpower protection. Make 3 pre-decisions about your English practice. Identity. Choose your English speaker identity and act like that person. Final thoughts on sustainable change. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Every small action you take reinforces your new identity as someone who naturally includes English in their daily life. Some days will be easier than others, and that's completely normal. The most successful English learners aren't the ones who study for hours every day. They're the ones who create sustainable systems that make English practice feel automatic and natural. They're the people who see themselves as English speakers and act accordingly, even when they're still improving. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the science of lasting change. If this lesson helped you understand why your previous attempts at building English habits might have failed and showed you a better path forward, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who's struggling to make positive changes stick. Your homework is simple but powerful. Implement one strategy for 7 days and report back in the comments. Tell me which approach you chose and what you discovered about yourself in the process. Until next time, remember that change isn't about willpower or motivation. It's about understanding how your brain works and designing systems that make success inevitable. Keep building those habits, keep reinforcing that English speaker identity, and keep improving your English with us. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Artificial Fluency. I'm your host, and before we start today's lesson, I want you to try something with me. Right now, think about what you had for breakfast this morning. Go ahead, think about it for a moment. Now, here's my question. What language did you just think in? If you thought in your native language and then translated it into English, you're experiencing exactly what we're going to solve today. Many English learners get stuck in a translation trap. They think in their own language first, then try to convert everything into English. This creates delays, makes speaking feel heavy and stressful, and actually slows down your progress toward fluency. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free from this translation habit and start thinking directly in English. By the end of this lesson, you'll have practical strategies you can use immediately to train your brain to think in English naturally and automatically. So, get comfortable and let's transform the way you process English forever. Teaching note. Translation trap means getting stuck in the habit of always translating between languages. Convert means to change from one form to another. When I say process English, I mean how your brain handles and works with English information. Today's practical lesson is organized into 4 powerful strategies that will revolutionize your English learning. First, we'll understand the problem with mental translation, why translating in your head actually makes English harder, not easier. Second, we'll explore micro moments, tiny opportunities throughout your day to practice thinking in English naturally. Third, we'll learn to create English islands, special times when you use only English in your daily routine. Fourth, we'll master mental pictures and self-talk, advanced techniques that connect English directly to your thoughts and experiences. Each strategy includes simple exercises you can start using today, and by the end, you'll have a complete weekly plan for thinking in English. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Let's start by understanding exactly why mental translation is holding you back from English fluency. How translation actually works in your brain. When you translate in your head, here's what happens. You think of a sentence in your native language. Then you try to change it into English. This process uses what psychologists call your brain's slow and careful system. This system stops to check every single word, moves back and forth between languages, and creates extra mental work. It's like taking a long, winding road when there's a direct highway available. Teaching note. Slow and careful system refers to the part of your brain that analyzes and thinks step by step. This is useful for learning, but not for natural communication. A winding road curves and turns a lot, making travel longer than necessary. The real cost of translation. Mental translation creates several serious problems. 1. Slowness and delay. When you translate, you first think in your language, then convert to English. This extra step takes time and makes you pause during conversations. Instead of flowing naturally, your speech becomes choppy and interrupted. 2. Stress and mental fatigue. Translation makes conversation feel heavy and difficult. Your brain works much harder than necessary, leading to mental exhaustion. This is why many learners feel tired after English conversations. 3. Memory problems. Under the stress of translation, you may forget words you actually know well. The pressure of converting languages can block your memory access. 4. Nervousness and anxiety. The slow translation process makes you feel unprepared and uncertain. You worry about making mistakes because you're always second-guessing your word choices. Teaching note. Mental fatigue means being tired in your mind from thinking too hard. Second-guessing means doubting your first choice and reconsidering it. Choppy and interrupted speech means interrupted and uneven, like waves hitting a boat. Translation problem vocabulary. Slow and careful system. Mental fatigue, tiredness from thinking too hard. Second guessing, doubting your first choice. Choppy and interrupted speech. Memory blocks, temporarily forgetting words you know well. The direct thinking alternative. When you think directly in English, you use your brain's fast and automatic system. This system doesn't stop to check every word or move between languages. It simply speaks. It's quick, natural, and feels light and easy. Think about how you speak in your native language. You don't translate from another language first. Words just flow naturally from your thoughts. This is exactly what we want to achieve with English. Examples of translation versus direct thinking. Translation process. Think, I want to drink water in your language. Convert, I equals I, want equals want, etc. Speak, I want to drink water, with delay and effort. Direct thinking process. Feel thirsty? Speak, I want to drink water. Immediately and naturally. Why translation feels safe but isn't helpful. Many learners rely on translation because it feels safe and controlled. You can check every word and make sure it's correct. But this safety is actually an illusion that prevents real fluency. Translation is like using training wheels on a bicycle forever. Training wheels help you learn balance at first, but eventually they prevent you from riding naturally and confidently. Teaching note. An illusion means something that seems real but isn't actually true. Training wheels are small wheels attached to children's bicycles to help them learn balance. This is a metaphor. Translation is like training wheels for language. The science behind direct thinking. Research in language learning shows that fluent speakers have direct connections between concepts and words in the target language. They don't go through their native language as a middle step. When you think directly in English, you're building these direct neural pathways. Each time you use English without translation, you strengthen these connections and weaken the translation habit. Teaching note. Neural pathways are connections in your brain between different areas. Target language means the language you're learning, English in this case. Middle step means an extra action between the beginning and end. Signs you're stuck in translation mode. You pause frequently while speaking, you feel exhausted after English conversations, you know words but can't access them quickly, you speak word by word instead of in phrases, you feel frustrated because your thoughts are faster than your English. Signs you're developing direct thinking. Words come to you naturally without effort. You can speak in phrases and sentences smoothly. You feel energized rather than drained by English use. You make mistakes but keep speaking naturally. Your English feels like your native language. Teaching note. Stuck in translation mode means trapped in the habit of always translating. Access words quickly means being able to remember and use words without delay. Drained means very tired, the opposite of energized. Key learning points for translation problems. Mental fatigue means tiredness from thinking too hard. Second guessing means doubting your first choice. Neural pathways are brain connections between different areas. Target language means the language you're learning. Direct thinking uses your brain's fast and automatic system. Now, let's learn the first practical strategy, using micro moments to train your brain to think in English naturally throughout your day. What are micro moments? Micro moments are very small times when you use English, sometimes only 3 seconds or just one sentence. These tiny practice opportunities happen dozens of times every day, but most people don't recognize them. The beauty of micro moments is that they're effortless and natural. You don't need to set aside special study time or find conversation partners. You just use moments that already exist in your daily routine. Teaching note. Micro means very small. Effortless means requiring no special effort or work. Set aside means to reserve or save time specifically for something. The magic of small, frequent practice. Research in learning shows something very important. Practicing many small times is stronger than practicing one long time. Short, frequent practice is better for your brain than long, rare practice. This happens because frequent repetition builds stronger neural connections. When you practice a little bit every day, your brain treats English as important and creates permanent pathways. Teaching note. Frequent repetition means doing something many times regularly. Permanent pathways are lasting connections in your brain that don't disappear easily. Daily action micro moments. The easiest way to start is by narrating your daily actions in English. As you do normal activities, quietly describe what you're doing. Morning routine. I am opening the fridge. I am pouring coffee. I am brushing my teeth. I am getting dressed. Throughout the day. I am walking to the bus. I'm checking my phone. I'm washing my hands. I'm turning on the computer. Evening activities. I am cooking dinner. I am watching TV. I am taking a shower. I am going to bed. Teaching note. Narrating means describing or telling what's happening. You can do this silently in your mind or whisper quietly. The key is connecting your actions directly to English words. Micro moment vocabulary. Narrating daily actions. Effortless and natural practice. Frequent repetition builds connections. Permanent neural pathways. Quietly describe what you're doing. Feeling and observation micro moments. Beyond actions, you can also practice with feelings and observations. Physical sensations. I am hungry. I am tired. I am cold. My back hurts. I feel comfortable. Environmental observations. It's sunny today. The room is quiet. Traffic is heavy. The coffee smells good. This music is relaxing. Emotional states. I am excited about the weekend. I feel stressed about work. I am happy to be home. I am curious about that book. Teaching note. Environmental observations means noticing things around you in your environment. Emotional states are your feelings and moods. Making micro-moments automatic. The goal is to make English thinking so automatic that you don't have to remember to do it. Here's how to build this habit. Week 1. Choose one daily activity, like making coffee, and always describe it in English. Week 2. Add a second activity, like walking somewhere. Week 3. Include feelings and observations. Week 4. Practice with multiple activities throughout the day. Starting your micro-moment practice. Choose trigger activities. Pick regular activities that happen every day. Opening doors, washing hands, looking at your phone, eating meals, climbing stairs. Connect English to the action. Every time you do the activity, say the English phrase. Door opens, I am opening the door. Hands washed, I am washing my hands. Phone checked, I am checking my phone. Teaching note. Trigger activities are regular actions that remind you to practice English. They trigger or start your English thinking automatically. Advanced micro-moment techniques. Once basic narration feels natural, you can expand your practice. Add details. Instead of I am walking, say I am walking quickly to catch the bus. Instead of I am eating, say I am eating delicious pasta for lunch. Include future plans. After I finish this coffee, I will check my email. When I get home, I will call my friend. Express preferences. I prefer tea to coffee in the afternoon. I like walking in the park when it's sunny. The compound effect of micro-moments. Individual micro-moments seem tiny and insignificant, but they compound over time. If you use 20 micro-moments per day, that's 140 per week, 560 per month, and over 7,000 per year. Each micro-moment strengthens your direct English thinking and weakens your translation habit. The magic is not in one big moment. The magic is in many small, daily moments. Teaching note. Compound over time means small effects add up to create big results. Insignificant means not important, but when many insignificant things happen together, they become very significant. Common micro-moment mistakes. Trying to be perfect. Don't worry about grammar or complex sentences. Simple phrases like I am walking are perfect. Making it complicated. Start with basic present continuous tense. I am doing. Don't try to use advanced grammar at first. Giving up too quickly. Micro-moments feel small because they are small. Trust the process and stay consistent. Only practicing when you remember. Attach micro-moments to regular activities so they become automatic, not dependent on memory. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Key learning points for micro-moments. Micro-moments are very small opportunities to practice English. Frequent repetition builds stronger brain connections than long, rare practice. Narrating means describing what you're doing. Trigger activities are regular actions that remind you to practice. Small, consistent practice creates compound effects over time. For learners not living in English-speaking countries, creating English islands in your day is essential for developing direct thinking skills. What are English islands? English islands are short times when you use only English. These are designated periods, maybe 10, 15, or 20 minutes, when you create a mini English-speaking environment in your daily routine. Think of these as small English countries within your regular day. During island time, you don't translate, you don't use your native language, and you immerse yourself completely in English thinking. Teaching note: designated periods means specific times that you choose and plan for. Immerse yourself means to involve yourself completely, like diving into water and being completely surrounded by it. Why English islands work? English islands work because they train your brain to operate in English mode for extended periods. Instead of constantly switching between languages, you maintain English thinking continuously. This sustained practice builds mental stamina for English and reduces the effort required for direct thinking. It's like physical exercise. The more you practice sustained English thinking, the stronger and easier it becomes. Teaching note: sustained practice means continuous practice without breaks or interruptions. Mental stamina is like physical stamina, but for your mind, the ability to maintain mental effort for longer periods. English island vocabulary. Designated periods. Specific planned times. Immerse yourself completely. Involve yourself totally. Sustained English thinking. Continuous English without interruption. Mental stamina. Ability to maintain mental effort. English mode. Thinking and operating only in English. Types of English islands. Morning English island. Create an English breakfast by describing your morning routine entirely in English. I am making scrambled eggs and toast. The coffee smells wonderful this morning. I need to check my schedule for today. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. Entertainment English island. Listen to English music and sing along. Watch short English videos without subtitles. Read English news articles or blogs. Play English language games or apps. Planning English island. Review your daily schedule in English. Make to-do lists in English. Plan your meals or activities in English. Think through problems or decisions in English. Evening Reflection Island. Summarize your day in English. Express how you feel about what happened. Plan tomorrow's activities. Practice gratitude by listing good things in English. Teaching note: scrambled eggs are eggs mixed and cooked until fluffy. Schedule means your planned activities for the day. Gratitude means feeling thankful and appreciative. Building your island system. Week 1. Start small. Choose one 10-minute English island per day. Pick the same time each day to build the habit. Focus on simple, comfortable activities. Week 2. Expand content. Increase to 15 minutes. Add more variety to your island activities. Include speaking aloud, not just thinking. Week 3. Add more islands. Create a second English island at a different time. Experiment with different types of content. Start combining activities, listening plus speaking. Week 4. Natural integration. English islands should feel natural and enjoyable. Adjust timing and content based on what works best. Begin to crave English time rather than seeing it as work. Advanced English island techniques. Emotion-based islands. Connect English to your emotional experiences. Express frustrations. This traffic is really annoying. Share excitement. I can't wait for the weekend. Describe satisfaction. I'm proud of finishing that project. Process concerns. I'm worried about tomorrow's meeting. Problem-solving islands. Use English for thinking through challenges. Let me think about this step by step. What are my options in this situation? If I do this, then that might happen. I need to consider all the possibilities. Creative islands. Tell yourself stories in English. Describe imaginary scenarios. Plan future trips or activities. Create conversations between imaginary people. Teaching note. Process concerns means to think through worries or problems. Step by step means one stage at a time in order. Scenarios are possible situations or events. Making islands enjoyable. English islands should feel pleasant, not like work. Here's how to keep them engaging. Connect to your interests. If you love cooking, create cooking islands where you describe recipes. If you enjoy music, have singing and music appreciation islands. If you like sports, comment on games or discuss your favorite teams. If you're interested in news, have current events islands. Use all your senses. Listen to English while smelling coffee or tea. Watch English content while eating something delicious. Practice English pronunciation while walking in nature. Combine English reading with comfortable, cozy environments. Vary the activities. Don't do the same thing every day. Rotate between listening-focused islands, speaking-focused islands, reading-focused islands, mixed-skill islands. Track your progress. Keep a simple English island journal. How long was your island today? What activities did you do? How did you feel during and after? What new words or phrases did you encounter? Which islands feel most natural and enjoyable? Teaching note. Encounter means to meet or experience something, often unexpectedly. An island journal is a record of your English island practice. Common island building mistakes. Making islands too long. Start with 10 minutes. It's better to have consistent short islands than occasional long ones. Choosing boring content. Islands should be interesting and personally relevant. Don't force yourself to do activities you don't enjoy. Being too critical. Don't judge your English during islands. The goal is fluency, not perfection. Inconsistent timing. Try to have islands at the same time each day to build the habit. The compound effect of English islands. The more islands you build, the less you will translate. English will start to feel more natural and automatic. Your brain will begin to expect and enjoy English time. Eventually, the boundaries between islands and your regular day will blur. You'll find yourself naturally thinking in English even outside your designated island times. Key learning points for English islands. English islands are designated periods of English-only time. Immerse yourself means to involve yourself completely. Sustained practice means continuous practice without breaks. Mental stamina is the ability to maintain mental effort over time. Islands should be enjoyable and personally relevant to be effective. Now, let's explore 2 advanced techniques that will accelerate your direct English thinking: creating mental pictures for vocabulary and using self-talk for natural practice. The problem with word-to-word translation. When you learn new English words, do you immediately think of the translation in your native language? This creates an extra step that slows down your thinking. Instead of English word, meaning, you create English word, native language word, meaning. This is like having a translator in your head for every conversation. It works, but it's slow and inefficient. We want to eliminate that translator and connect English directly to meaning. Teaching note. Word-to-word translation means connecting each English word to its translation in your native language. Eliminate the translator means removing that extra step so English connects directly to meaning. Using mental pictures for vocabulary. Instead of connecting new English words to their translation, connect them to pictures, images, sounds, smells, or feelings in your mind. This is exactly how children learn their first language. Example, learning the word apple. Translation method, apple equals apple in your language. Mental picture method, close your eyes and imagine a big red apple in your hand. Imagine the taste, the smell, the sound when you bite it, the feeling of the smooth skin. When you hear apple later, your brain runs directly to the picture, not to your native language first. Creating effective mental pictures. For concrete objects, cat. Picture a specific cat you know. Hear its meow, imagine petting its fur. Rain. Visualize raindrops. Hear the sound on windows. Feel the cool air. Coffee. Smell the aroma. Taste the flavor. See steam rising from a cup. For abstract concepts. Happiness. Picture yourself smiling. Remember a moment when you felt joy. Anger. Imagine the physical sensation. Tight chest, clenched fists. Success. Visualize achieving a goal. Remember how victory feels. For actions. Running. Feel your feet hitting the ground, your breath getting faster. Swimming. Imagine the water around you, the rhythm of your strokes. Laughing. Hear the sound, feel your stomach muscles moving. Teaching note. Concrete objects are things you can touch and see physically. Abstract concepts are ideas or feelings that aren't physical things. Visualize means to create a picture in your mind. Mental picture vocabulary. Word-to-word translation, connecting each word to its translation. Eliminate the translator. Remove the extra translation step. Concrete objects, physical things you can touch. Abstract concepts, ideas or feelings, not physical things. Visualize. Create mental pictures. Self-talk. Your personal English coach. Self-talk means talking to yourself, and it's one of the most powerful methods for developing direct English thinking. Psychologists recognize self-talk as a crucial part of language development and mental processing. Types of English self-talk. Narrating your actions. Now I am walking to the bus stop. I must remember to buy milk. Let me check the time. I should call my friend later. Processing your thoughts. That was an interesting movie. I wonder what the weather will be like tomorrow. I need to think about this decision carefully. I'm excited about my vacation next month. Encouraging yourself. Well done, I finished my work early. I'm getting better at this English practice. That presentation went really well. I handled that difficult situation nicely. Problem solving. Let me think about this step by step. What would be the best approach here? I need to consider all my options. Maybe I should ask for help with this. Teaching note. Narrating your actions means describing what you're doing. Processing your thoughts means thinking through ideas or experiences. Step by step means one stage at a time in logical order. Benefits of English self-talk. You have your own English partner. You don't need to find conversation partners or wait for English classes. You can practice anytime, anywhere. It's private and safe. You can make mistakes without embarrassment. You can experiment with new words and phrases without judgment. It's personalized. You talk about your own life, interests, and experiences, making the English immediately relevant and memorable. It builds confidence. Regular self-talk makes English feel more natural and automatic. You become comfortable with your own English voice. Practical self-talk techniques. Morning planning self-talk. Today, I need to finish the report for work. I should go to the gym after lunch. I'm looking forward to dinner with my friends tonight. I hope the weather stays nice for the weekend. Commute commentary. The traffic is heavier than usual today. That's an interesting advertisement on the bus. I should listen to an English podcast while I walk. I have about 20 minutes before my meeting. Evening reflection self-talk. Today went better than I expected. I learned something new in that conversation. Tomorrow, I want to focus on finishing that project. I'm grateful for the help my colleague gave me. Teaching note. Commute commentary means talking about your journey to work. Evening reflection means thinking about your day in the evening. Advanced self-talk strategies. Emotional processing. I feel frustrated about that meeting, but I understand their concerns. I'm nervous about the presentation, but I'm well prepared. I'm disappointed about the canceled plans, but maybe it's for the best. Decision making. If I take this job, I'll have more money but less time with family. Should I buy this now or wait for a sale? I think calling is better than sending an email for this situation. Creative thinking. What if I approached this problem differently? I wonder what would happen if I learned photography. Maybe I should plan a trip to somewhere I've never been. Mental pictures and self-talk. For new vocabulary. When you encounter a new word, create a mental picture and then use self-talk to practice it. New word, frustrated. Mental picture. Remember a time you felt frustrated. Visualize the situation. Self-talk. I felt frustrated when the computer crashed and I lost my work. For daily experiences. As experiences happen, create mental pictures and talk through them. Experience. Beautiful sunset. Mental picture. The colors, the peaceful feeling. Self-talk. This sunset is absolutely gorgeous. The sky looks like it's on fire. Teaching note. Encounter means to meet or experience something. The sky looks like it's on fire is a metaphor describing the red and orange colors of sunset. Making it natural and automatic. Start small. Begin with just a few minutes of self-talk per day. Use natural moments. Practice during activities like walking, cooking, or getting dressed. Don't force complexity. Simple sentences are perfect. Focus on fluency, not advanced grammar. Be patient. It feels strange at first, but becomes natural with practice. Stay positive. Use self-talk to encourage yourself, not criticize your English. Weekly self-talk challenge. Monday, narrate your morning routine. Tuesday, process one decision you need to make. Wednesday, encourage yourself about something you accomplished. Thursday, describe your feelings about the day. Friday, plan something fun for the weekend. Saturday, comment on what you observe around you. Sunday, reflect on the week and plan for next week. Key learning points for mental pictures and self-talk. Word-to-word translation creates an extra, unnecessary step. Visualize means to create pictures in your mind. Abstract concepts are ideas or feelings, not physical objects. Self-talk is talking to yourself and is a powerful learning tool. Mental pictures connect English directly to meaning, bypassing translation. Journey we've taken through the world of direct English thinking. You now understand why translation holds you back and have 4 powerful strategies to break free from it forever. Your complete weekly plan for direct English thinking. Monday, foundation building. Morning, create a 10-minute English breakfast island. Throughout the day, use micro moments for basic actions. I am walking. I am eating. Evening, practice 5 minutes of self-talk about your day. Tuesday, expanding practice. Morning, continue your English island, add feelings. I feel excited about today. During the day, add micro moments for observations. It's sunny. The coffee is hot. Evening, use mental pictures for 3 new words you encountered. Wednesday, integration day. Morning, 15-minute English island with planning. Today I will. After work, I want to. Throughout the day, combine micro moments with self-talk. Evening, reflect on your progress in English. Thursday, advanced practice. Morning, English island with problem solving in English. During the day, use self-talk for decision-making. Evening, create mental pictures for abstract concepts you use today. Friday, fluency focus. Morning, longer English island combining all techniques. Throughout the day, natural micro moments without forcing them. Evening, celebrate your week's progress with encouraging self-talk. Weekend, natural integration. Saturday, use English naturally during enjoyable activities. Sunday, plan next week's English goals using direct thinking. The 4 principles to remember. 1. Small and frequent beats long and rare. Micro moments throughout the day are more powerful than long study sessions. 2. Connect to real life. Use English for your actual experiences, feelings, and thoughts, not just textbook exercises. 3. Pictures beat words. Connect new vocabulary to mental images, not translations. 4. Practice is private. Self-talk gives you unlimited, safe practice opportunities. Signs of progress to watch for. In the first week, you'll notice translation happening less automatically. By the second week, simple English thoughts will come naturally. By the 4th week, you'll catch yourself thinking in English without trying. Remember, the magic is not in one big moment. The magic is in many small daily moments. Every micro moment, every English island, every self-talk session builds new roads in your brain. Your challenge this week: choose just one technique from today's lesson and use it every day for 7 days. Come back and tell me in the comments which technique you tried and how it felt. Thank you for joining me on this journey toward direct English thinking. If this lesson helped you understand how to break free from translation, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who needs these strategies. Until next time, remember, your brain is incredibly powerful and adaptable. Trust the process, be patient with yourself, and celebrate every small step toward thinking directly in English. Keep practicing, keep growing, and keep improving your English fluency with us.